Welcome. My name is Newman García. I'll be reading your energy today. Let's begin with a deep breath. Inhale through your nose from the base of your spine, climbing all the way up to the crown of your head. Hold it. Exhale, soft sigh out of your mouth. Just allow yourself to relax. Release anything that you were thinking of before now. And receive what's in your highest good. Only divine love and light are allowed into the space. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what you have going on here. Thank you so much for being here today. It is an honor to read for you. Contemplation. What you thinking about over there? Something's on your mind. Maybe what the next steps are. Maybe you're just thinking about how far you've come. Let's get some more cards on here. Let's dive into tarot, see what we have here. Do a couple shuffles. What are you thinking about? I asked you to release what's on your mind. So what pops up when you're calm? Are you just at peace now? Are you thinking, maybe that's it. Are you thinking, can I really live this life? Yes, you can. Full body chills. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. You can. You can live this way. You can do what you love and be supported in every way, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Yes. If that's your question, can my projects that I'm working on, can I truly live this life and be supported? Yes. Because you did the work. This is the hermit. You went into the cave at the top of the mountain. You isolated from everything, everyone, and you found your truth. It's time for you to come back down to the mountain and share what you learned. You will be supported. My third eye is on fire right now. You will be supported in more ways than I can describe with words. You are a multi-dimensional being expressing itself in this physical form, in this time and space, and you have discovered that through your hermit stage. You will be supported. You are about to commune with your soul tribe. Comment below, I'm ready to meet my soul tribe. Because that's why we're here. That's why I was called to do these readings. That's why you were called to view this. We're here to co-create together and to create a new way of being with this acknowledgement that we are multidimensional beings expressing ourselves in this physical form. What a cool message. Let's keep going. Peace. That was what you were contemplating. Can I truly be at peace? Am I allowed to experience this? I know in the back of my mind that there are things happening around this world that aren't peaceful. Am I allowed to be at peace? Absolutely. That's how peace happens. That's how you spread it. You were the hermit. You climbed up the mountain, went into the cave, and closed the door. And you said, all right, God, all that is source, you're out there, something's going on, help. And you figured it out. You went through your lessons, you discovered who you really were. It was scary, it was hard, but then you made it through and realized it really wasn't that bad. I'm here. Every single one of my fears has come true, and I'm here, and now I'm at peace because I'm not afraid anymore. And what's funny is I realize that the universe is my creation and law of attraction is infallible. And so the more I perceive that I am at peace, the more peace comes to me, and those thoughts in the back of my mind fade away faster and faster and faster to a point where I don't even remember not being at peace because I've transmuted every part of my story that wasn't peaceful into an acknowledgement that it served me to become this peaceful being on planet Earth in this time and space so that I can ground this energy here and now. Whoa. Talk about a message. You do not have to do anything other than embody your natural state of peace and take action from there. Eight of Swords. Thoughts in your mind that are telling you you can't do this. You can. You know the truth. You have done the work of being the hermit. These are the thoughts in your mind that no longer are relevant to your life experience. Put them to bed. Appreciate them for the contrast that they've provided. It doesn't feel good to think thoughts like, I can't feel peace, because it's not true. You see through the truth. These are old news. Put them to bed. When they pop up, do what we did at the beginning of this reading. Take a deep breath. Exhale out of your mouth. Do it up to 10 times. You don't need more. And point in the direction of peace. If you need to take action in order to manifest that peace, take action. But most likely, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. Let it go. Because your birthright is pleasure. This pops up a lot lately. This collective is on the pleasure train. You realize you're meant to feel good within your body. That's why you're contemplating, can I really feel peace? Because peace feels so pleasurable, and I deprived myself of pleasure for so much of my life because I was scared, because I had all of these crazy thoughts. You're not crazy, but they were crazy thoughts that were not yours. They were other people. They were your generational line of trauma and drama and lack of understanding that they are a multidimensional being in this time and space creating, which they chose. You chose this story. You chose to be the one in your family to awaken. And you're the one that went into the cave, closed the door, turned off the noise until you had indescribable, unforgettable experiences. You might have had visions, heard things, felt movement within your body that was inexplainable. That you knew there's something else going on. And now you're here to embody that version of you. The one that's at peace, the one that can see through the noise. Because you are a multidimensional being. You're playing human. And you're meant to experience, you're meant to see, hear, smell, taste, touch. You're meant to feel. And you know that you can tap into the broader perspective. Think about an astronaut going to space looking down at the perfection of the balance of our planet. You can see through the noise. That's what you did at the top of the mountain when you closed the door. You found peace within, And then when you are on the way back down, you're on the way back down to society, back down into the groundwork. You're here to take what you learned and share it through your embodiment. Maybe you will write a book. Maybe you'll read energy like me. I teach yoga as well, Newman flows. Maybe you'll create art. Maybe you'll just be, gosh, there's this cashier at Whole Foods that I love. Her name is Chi, which I forget the exact meaning of that, but she is an embodiment of peace. I have chills on my body. I will wait in line for her just because her energy is so... And exhale. That's it. You don't have to have some large platform in order to be the teacher that the world needs. And if that's your calling, then okay, but that's not what I'm getting from here. Is you're ready to go back out into the world open, at peace, feeling safe, to share what you've learned through your embodiment. Words don't teach, only life experience does. That's what you learned as the hermit in the cave at the top of the mountain. You're here to embody it. You recognized while you were in that phase, you recognized all of the teachers you've had along your way that knew, but you can't hear what you're not in the vibrational frequency of. So don't waste your words on those who aren't ready. Simply smile and love them unconditionally in recognition that we're all on this journey together. And that it takes all kinds to make the world go round. Because you see the truth. You're a truth seer. And there's only one truth, love. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Love is everything. But love is not conditional. I love the most pain that I have experienced are from the ones that I love the most, because that's how it works. You don't care if a stranger says something to you, but you care if it's your parent or your spouse. But that is only a reflection of the thoughts, these thoughts that you have about yourself. No one can project something on you. And once you eradicate those thoughts, which you already did through the hermit phase, you're at peace, you're a truth seer, and you're in your pleasure season. Once you eradicate those thoughts, if it ever comes back around, because life is a spiral, you smile at it. You don't push against it. You don't explain yourself. You smile at it and say, nothing. And you walk away. And that storyline's done. You're no longer that character. You've moved on. Let's pull one more. Defeat. Because you've defeated your insecurities, your doubts. How'd you defeat them? Did you go to battle? No. You relaxed. You breathed deeply, slowly, fully. You relaxed, and you chose peace within your own physical vessel, within your own mind. And these thoughts, they just fall away. Let's get an oracle card. Oh well. They stuck together. Reflection, because everything is a reflection, and you found it in stillness. Think about looking at your reflection in a body of water. How when it's moving constantly, like the ocean, it's kind of hard to see, right? You can see a muddy vision, but in a still lake, on a quiet morning, no breeze, maybe lit by moonlight, at dawn. Just before dawn, right? Dusk, dawn. Dawn is the morning. I'm butchering this. But you're here, you're at the lake, it's still. There's no movement, but there's bright moonlight. You can see your reflection clearly. And in that stillness, you see the perfection of you. And the second you perceive the perfection of you, you perceive the perfection in all that is for its infinite expression of itself. And you see the storyline coming together. Beautiful cards, right? Your reflection. Don't you feel at peace? Let's pull one more. And you've gained compassion. I spoke about this in a previous reading. You've gained compassion for humanity by embodying peace. You realize that any perception of struggle is only happening within those who haven't done the hermit work in themselves. And your role is not to teach them through your words or even actions of how to get through it. Your role is to stay steady in your peace and to keep walking towards what you desire, what's pleasurable for you. It does no good for anyone to try to do the work for someone else. It only holds them in their place of dependency. We're all co-creators. We're not meant to be codependent. That's a hard lesson to learn for those who have a really open heart, who want to love deeply, who see the beauty in all and get frustrated that others don't see it. Get frustrated that things aren't as peaceful as you know that they can be. But you getting out of peace doesn't aid in helping someone find it. Ooh, that was really nice. Maintain your center. Let's get one more to finish out this reading. Beautiful reading. Of course, I grabbed two, so let's see. Have grace for yourself and others. And listen to the signs. Cardinals are special for me. There was a point where I was debating on leaving my ex. I had a lot of internal battles at the time of that. No need to get into that, but having grace for my past version has been important in my journey of alignment. And my aunt came to me in the form of a cardinal and said, you have to leave. You can't keep enabling this because it will never stop if you don't leave. It was the best for both of us. I hope that he is as happy and fulfilled as me. I think we were divine mirrors awakening one another for us to move on to the next chapter. I think everything happens for a reason. I know that it does. The signs are all there, and sometimes you might get to a point where you're frustrated because you keep seeing signs, but you're ready for the actual physical manifestation. In those moments, take a breath and just pause in remembering the whole reason you want the manifestation is for the pleasure of it. And you can find that pleasure within yourself, which helps you to maintain the peace in your environment, which then allows you to enjoy the manifestation so much more. What a nice, very soft message. A lot of soft messages lately. because that's who you are. You have been through the thickest mud along the human experience. You've come to, this is nice, you've come to stillness. In order for the water to clear and settle. You saw your reflection. You discovered the perfection in your reflection, and now you're ready to go embody that by showing grace and compassion to all who you encounter, understanding what these really are. These are not helping beggars or people who won't help themselves. These are holding steady your truth and helping those that you are guided to help. Uplifting the whole of humanity. Finding your own health, wealth, and freedom first, embodying it, and then uplifting others. Which you've done. You've done. You were the hermit. You're ready to come teach. You are contemplating, can I really live in peace? These thoughts are done. Soft, sweet message here. You deserve peace. You deserve to be at ease. Not because you went through struggle. That is not what makes you worthy. Because you let go of the struggle and have embodied your innate birthright of worthiness to experience your preferred state of being in each now moment. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. That's the message. If you'd like a private reading, the link is in my description or newmanflows.com. Until next time, namaste.